Hi guys, Mr. Sheep here, and today we're gonna talk about the basic chords. The chords are very necessary because first of all we will use them for the cage system. The cage system is an orientation tool that we'll cover up later, and also the chords are very easy for a beginner to get into playing something, because as you've seen before with exercise and stuff, the lead thing is harder. Basic chords, you'll get to enjoy guitar very early in your development. Okay, so we will talk about all the chords that you can have in the first position. The first chord that you play on guitar, it's an E minor. It's just you have to put your second finger on the A string and your third finger on the D string, both on fret 2, and just like that. Always pay attention to have all the 6 strings ringing. It's very good to play them individually like this. So that's your E minor chord. With just one finger we can go from E minor to E major. You can notice the difference in the mood of the chord. The first one was sad, like make you cry. The second one is much happier. Okay, so we have E minor. Put your first finger on the G string, fret 1. E major. The second chord is D. First we'll look at the D major chord. It will be like this. You have your first finger on the G string, fret 2. Your third finger on the B string, fret 3. And your second finger will be on the second fret of the high E string. Like this. If you strum this chord, be sure that your high E is muted, because otherwise you get this and it doesn't sound right. You can have your thumb, if you get used to having your thumb over the neck, but try to. Okay, so this is your D major chord. Then if you want to make it sadder, you can go like this. So from this position you put your second finger on the G string 2 fret and your first finger on the first fret of high E string. There are actually 2 ways of playing this chord. Depends on the situation you want to have. You can have this position and use your pinky for, or if you want to play like, yeah, you can. So instead of third finger here, you have the fourth finger here, and you use your third finger for this. Okay, so we have D major, happy, D minor, sad. Then we have the C major chord. For me, this is one of the most senile chords. It makes you, yay. Okay, so for this chord, we have our third finger on the third fret of the A string, our second finger on the D string, second fret, and our first finger of the first fret of the B string. So we have this. You may see in some books or some players use this position, but I don't prefer that because I always I mute with my thumb, and there is like a rule that say a good guitarist doesn't have to play more than 4 strings at once. So it's I usually mute this with my thumb or with my third finger, like, and then okay, so we have this is our C major chord. We don't have C minor in the open position, but we'll cover up later when we talk about the cage system. There can be a position like this, but it's not used too much. Okay, so we have our E, our D, our C. Now we look at our A. You know, this is how you finger a minor. So this is your A minor chord. You have your second finger on the D string, fret 2. You have your third finger on G string, fret 2, and your first finger on the B string, fret 1. This is it. If you want to play A major, you have to switch hand a little bit, like this. So as you can see, every time we switch to major from minor, we have to move only one finger. So the difference between sad and happy is just one finger. When you play A major, you may struggle at the beginning to have all the finger in the same fret, because you have one finger here, second finger here, third finger here, and some of you may mute this string or get like something like this. It's doable. Yay! This is it. A major, A minor. There is one way to finger it. A major is like this. It's like you have second finger on the D string, your first finger on the G string, and your third finger on the B string, fret 2. Like this. Dirtiness. Whee! Okay, so we have our A major, minor. Then we have our G. There are also several ways to play a G major chord. You can have this position, or you may have like this position, or you can have this position. I'll tell you for every one of it the use. So if you play this is more like for distortion type of playing. If you have this one has the 5th here. So let me tell you the fingering first. You have second finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, low E string, your index on the 2nd fret of the A string. You have your 3rd finger on the B string, fret 3, and also the pinky on the 3rd fret of high E. Also, you may struggle here to get your finger. You use your right hand like this. Another fingering for this one, it will be like this. This is quite harder. You have 3rd finger on the low E string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and your pinky on the high E 3rd fret, like this. This is more usable if you have to change to C major, because it's easier. I'll give you some road maps later to how to change chords, like this. Okay. other chords that we can have in the first position is the F major chord. The F major chord is one of the main reasons a lot of people drop playing guitar, because they cannot do this bar thing. And this always tend to happen on cheap acoustic guitar. So if you're a beginner, you buy a cheap acoustic guitar, you come across a F major chord, you can't play it, and you're put my guitar on eBay. Okay, so if I will make a lesson with how to get better at bar chords and stuff, you'll get to that, and then you will try the F major. So you have to bar the entire neck, and then put your third finger on the third fret of the A string, your pinky on the third fret of the D string, and your second finger on the second fret of the G string. It'll be like this. And if you watch closely, this is actually our E major position. Imagine we have a bar here. That's it. Just take out your second finger and you have the F minor. So this will cover all of your basic chords that we're gonna use also in the explanation of the cage system that you can watch later. I will also give you some exercise on how to change chords faster and how to be able to have like a road maps from each chord to the other. But that will be in a next lesson. See you soon. Mr. Sheep here. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.